Today I will be introducing externalities found in Hong Kong. Externality is when someone is affected by an economic transaction in which they did not participate. They are positively or negatively impacted when someone produces or consumes a good. An externality shows an inequality in the marginal social or private cost or benefit. Here are all 4 economic externalities shown graphically. A positive externality in production is when the demand curve is equal to the private marginal benefit, which is equal to the social marginal benefit. However, the private marginal cost is greater than the social marginal cost. This means that social costs are less than private costs. A negative externality in production is similar to the positive, where marginal private benefit is the same as marginal social benefit. However, marginal social cost is greater than the marginal private cost. A positive externality in consumption is where marginal private cost is the same as marginal social cost, which is the supply curve. However, private benefits are less than society's benefit. For negative externalities in consumption, the supply curve is the same as marginal private costs and marginal social costs. However, marginal private benefit is greater than marginal social benefit or society's benefit. All scenarios include deadweight loss because society is not functioning at the socially optimal quantity or price. The first externality I found was access to public playgrounds, or more specifically, the Coastline Playground in Discovery Bay. Access to public playgrounds is a positive externality in production because the marginal social costs are less than the marginal private costs. DB residents get to enjoy the benefits of playgrounds and a third space in nature, as well as the private owners. However, the social costs are not as high as the private costs of building a playground. This means that when left alone, the market for public playgrounds will produce at a quantity that is less than the socially optimal point, but more expensive than the socially optimal point because there is no incentive to produce more as the costs are greater than the social costs. The private solution to produce at the socially optimal level is for community fundraising and to popularize playgrounds in order to give private owners an incentive to build more playgrounds. The government solution would be for the government to provide subsidies to landowners to build playgrounds for the public, relieving private companies of the burden of playground costs. Do you benefit from having access to public playgrounds?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Would bigger and better and more playgrounds benefit you or your children's quality of lives?
I think so. I don't think it has to be necessarily bigger or better.
Yes, I think so. The second externality found was the use of golf carts in Discovery Bay. The use of golf carts in DB is a negative externality in consumption because there aren't any costs being placed on the private or owners or society. However, private owners benefit from the consumption, while DB residents have very little benefit of other people owning golf carts. Golf carts harm the DB environment and are an expensive alternative to using cheap, quick public buses that are provided in DB. When left alone, the amount of golf carts used in DB will be more than socially optimal, and they will be more expensive than the socially optimal price. Again, this is because golf carts have very little benefit on the DB society. However, there are many benefits of owning a golf cart. The private solution to get people to consume golf carts at the socially optimal point is to make people aware of the environmental impacts that the golf carts have, requiring spaces to park, slowing down DB traffic, and their 2-stroke engines emitting more smoke into our environment. We can peer pressure DB residents to minimize the use of golf carts and encourage them to take the buses in Discovery Bay. The government solution would of course just be banning golf carts. As golf carts are sold for hundreds of times their value, and DB has a limited supply of 200 golf carts, implementing taxes will not help the issue, as golf carts are an inelastic good in DB. Do you think golf carts are necessary in DB?
No.
I think it's some sort of interesting feature, but it's not necessary.
People with golf carts should be aware about the pollution, and should they switch to public transportation?
Yeah. It's better.
They should. On the other hand, some of these guys, they are reckless.
Yeah.
One time I got off from the bus there, and then I tried to cross the road. All of a sudden, one golf cart overspeeding, nearly knocked me down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.
It's real case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.